And we're ready for 184, a rematch of last year's 174-pound NCAA Finals. Bo Nickal, the runner-up, to the champion, a true freshman, only the 15th true freshman ever to win an NCAA title, the first ever at Ohio State, Myles Martin. The kicker is Myles Martin lost 3 times to Bo Nickal leading up to that, Jim. But he did it when it counted most.
Yeah, like I said, it's 4 matches these two guys had, and Bo Nickal won 3 of them, but Myles Martin did a nice job in that match of just kind of breaking it down and hit a big 6-point lateral drop at the edge of the mat, and that was the difference in that bout. But, you know, every one of Bo Nickal's matches is capable of having fireworks because he's just, you know, he's capable of hitting big moves himself, and in that particular time it went against him. But, you know, Myles has probably had the most difficult transition of the two going up to 184 with the losses that he's had.
I'm impressed with both these young men, the way they let it fly, the way they don't wrestle fearfully. They get out there, go after it, and like you said, Myles Martin ranked not even in the top 8, but there's drops into the
counter shot there by Myles Martin, and now you see how Nickal able to create that wizard and trick leg situation, able to get out of it. And right at the critical moment there, you saw that Martin kind of backed out of that position and didn't really drive through because you just don't trust any time that you put pressure into Nickal that you're going to get rolled through or something funky's going to happen.
Nickal immediately went to that double overhook situation. Martin backs out. They're back on their feet.
You know, I think that's what Myles Martin's strategy is here. If I don't pick it clean, I'm going to be out and be on my feet. I'm going to move out and create a little motion. And that's why Nickal's got to be the guy that, you know, you guys can try to create. He cracks that strategy with the first takedown.
Martin, a true sophomore, dropped a narrow 3-2 decision to number 5 Sammy Brooks of Iowa last Friday in the match, Ohio State at Iowa. He's 20-4 this year, team high 17 bonus point victories.
And you know, there's just some guys that you go out there and feel. We saw this last year when these two teams got together in State College, that Myles Martin would be in some situations, and Nickal got the best of that match, but he competed pretty well, and he started feeling that he maybe could develop a strategy the way he was wrestling out there, and this Ohio State coaching staff helped him get it together. Nickal, by the way, though, his season was just, you know, kind of what he's doing right now. He's going out there creating excitement.
14-0 with 11 pins and 2 majors so far this season.
Yeah.
Bo Nickal.
Center.
But you can go look for those things, and if Martin doesn't give you any of those opportunities, you're in a tight match, and pretty soon it's the third period, and you're thinking, you know, something really big, and it's not there. Inside step there. He's got the lift. Martin showing pretty good balance. All right, he's got the cradle locked up. No points yet. Now he's going to sweep. Martin, again, showing excellent balance. Nickal got the leg. Now he's going to switch back into it. Now he drives into him.
Breaks away, does not get taken down. Good job defense by Martin.
And you see what he's done there with the inside trip, but Martin is really, he's game here, and at the critical moment when he needed to get a break of the grip, able to drive through. Now that kind of face the shoelace situation. Nickal has an opportunity to score. Referee has a visual of that trick knee.
Short time, 10 seconds left, and the takedown.
That was just great persistence by Nickal. You know, he showed us so much there. We can remember that the match that he had against Sam Brooks where he had the big move. Let's look at the replay of this. Right here, I thought that he did a nice job. He felt that Martin didn't want to be in that position. He took the angle, elbow deep, right? Kept on following it through. And look how active his lower body gets at the critical time of the takedown. Steps up and drives through. Good work.
Bo Nickal gets the initial takedown. Rides out 2-0, now 2-1 to begin the second period. The escape by Martin.
Still in range here for Martin to, again, pick his spots.
Watch the smacks,
maybe try to collect both legs quickly as opposed to just one.
A rematch of the NCAA finals last year at 174. Both these young men up a weight class to 184. The number 1 ranked wrestler at 184, Gabe Dean, the 2-time NCAA champion from Cornell, sitting up at the top. These two trying to hammer their way towards a match with the king.
Nice roll. Yep. He's able to go ahead and get the ankle pick, allowing his left arm to get trapped there a little bit. And this isn't over with here for Nickal. He's going to see how he gets both legs on one side of the head. He's got that arm trapped behind. This is his martial arts background here, trapping that arm. Yep. See, I think that Martin has to probably attack, both legs when he gets down there. But I look for Nickal at this stage of the match here to try to get a shot off of his own. He's got a pretty good high crotch. Kind of a duck under move right there. Likes to drift to the right.
30 seconds remaining.
We talk about the Big Ten at every weight class, but at this weight class, you got Bo Nickal, you got T.J. Dudley, Nebraska, you got Nate Jackson, Indiana, and Myles Martin. There's 4 pretty good wrestlers.
Yep, and Brooks.
And Brooks Simpson, Sammy Brooks. I was very impressed with Sammy Brooks' effort and the win last week. He really looked good.
Scramble situation, and again, Nickal able to come up and watch the situation where he's able to go ahead and collect the bottom leg. Good work.
Doing it at the end of the period again. Bo Nickal, that's the 20 seconds difference, 10 and 10.
That was really sharp. Let's take a look at this replay here. Counter shot, rolls him through. All right, guy who has his head up is going to win the scramble. See how Nickal was able to pop his head up? Martin had his head still down on the mat. Nickal wins the scramble, 4-1. Here's what Nickal does too, is that he likes to get to his feet and really threaten the upper body move right here. He'll see how Martin's bending over at the waist right there. He'll come over the top now. Well, he's going to go ahead and try to roll through. Feels comfortable with that scramble. From the, what I like about what Nickal does is he's always thinking fall from the bottom position. He's thinking big move down here. So he's collecting him back up.
And we talked about a big crowd, and it's 15,338 watching this rematch of the NCAA championships from last year at 174. By far the largest crowd ever.
How fortunate.
Here at Ohio State. 15,338.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that here. But you know what? How fortunate are we, Tim? All right, we get to watch some of the biggest duels in college wrestling ever.
Well, 42,287 in Iowa. They lead the way with creativity and with the fans at Kinnick Stadium last year. What an incredible event. Over 42,000 coming into Kinnick Stadium in the football stadium against Oklahoma State. And then last year, the 15,983 that watched Penn State and Ohio State, this same dual meet at Bryce Jordan. You're right. People ask me, where's your favorite place to call a match? I say anywhere where it's packed, and tonight is another great.
Look at this. Oh, wow. Nice job by Bo Nickal, excuse me. He has got in the crackdown position right there as he's cracked Martin down to his rear end. But see how he brings it up, and he's going to swim for that head and look to cradle. You're not going to be able to peel that up with the third period going out, but he's going to go ahead and cradle hip separation, make the turn. And runs it into last takedown. So
everything done in the last 10 seconds in so many ways of each period, Jim. I mean, 6 points scored, and the final score is going to be 8-2. All the 6-point difference was scored inside 10 seconds of each of the periods.
Yeah, they just time doesn't make any difference when you're out there thinking offense.
And Bo Nickal is certainly thinking offense. He wins 8-2, 3 more points on the board.